So out of respect, since the GTA 6 trailer has finally been released, and since it relates to this topic we're talking about so well, I feel like it's only right to start this video by playing this.
Here we go again.
Yes, that's right folks, today we are talking about not the pink sauce, but the blue sauce. Here we go again indeed, but before we get into that, let's just see how we got here. So there is a TikToker called Chef P, who, as we can see by her bio here, says that she is the pink sauce queen. She has 244,000 followers on TikTok, and I'm not sure if she got an account banned before or something, but I really expected her to have more, because this pink sauce situation was ridiculously big. I mean, it made it onto talk shows, every commentary YouTuber with a pulse was covering it, like, it genuinely got massive. And I feel like this recap will probably be a bit pointless to a lot of people, but I know there will be some people who watch the video who have no idea what the pink sauce is, to which I say, how lucky are you? Life must be great. But in case you're not already aware, Chef P actually went viral when she started eating some food on TikTok, but the catch was, the sauce was pink.
Now that's what I'm talking about.
Riveting content, as you can see. And look, we all know how the internet works by now, right? You see something that you haven't seen before, it's probably going to go viral, even if it is just a different coloured sauce. And that's exactly what happened here. In fact, at first, it was extremely positive. Everyone was watching these videos, asking a few questions, you know, like, how did you get a sauce that was pink? What does it taste like? Are you going to start selling it? So on, so on. And it really did look like Chef P just hit the jackpot. She could start this company, releasing a sauce safely, and it was probably going to be a huge success, right? You're going to save so much money on marketing, first of all. You're not going to have to make, like, TV ads or anything, because all you have to do is set your phone up, record a TikTok, and you've got millions of views. But as a lot of you already know, that's not exactly how it went, because people started purchasing the sauce when she released it, and it turns out it wasn't made safely. The packaging was all wrong, people's sauce was coming, it was, like, rotten, about to explode in the bottle. There was even reports coming out saying I could possibly give you botulism when I started looking at the ingredients. I don't believe that ever actually happened, but it's not exactly the best accusation to be made about your brand, is it? And even at this point, even though it's not exactly ideal, the reputation has been damaged a little bit here, Chef P's company still could have survived this, right? She could have came out and just spoke about the problems, was like, right, I'm sorry, it's my first time releasing this type of stuff, I made some mistakes, I'm gonna make sure to do better next time. But that is not what Chef P did. Instead, she started making plenty of videos, just calling people haters for even criticizing it in the first place, and was even responding to people who actually received the product and reviewed it on a TikTok video, and started, like, calling them, like, bullies and stuff. She actually went on a talk show where her and the host basically went in on this person who just made, like, a TikTok review on the product and didn't like it, and was accusing her of just basically being a horrible person because of this, and almost tried to force this TikToker into apologizing to Chef P, the person who made the product that had all the problems. And I think it's safe to say the reputation of this product was completely in the bin at this point, but that didn't stop a company actually getting in touch with Chef P, saying that they wanted to work with her. Now, Dave's Gourmet and Chef P came to a deal where Dave's Gourmet said that we will actually create the product for you and ship it out, and it will actually be safe because we know what we're doing, and all you really have to do is do the marketing, which at the end of the day is just posting free TikTok videos, which realistically should be the dream scenario for Chef P. Her product is actually going to be in stores, it ended up in Walmart, and she doesn't really have to do much of the hard work because this other company is going to make it and ship it out. All she has to do, yet again, is post TikTok videos of her just sat in the kitchen eating the thing. But somehow she couldn't even get this right, because even though she'd been paid $120,000 by this company, which is a ridiculous amount of money in the space of a year, by the way, a wage that would put you in the top percent of earners, realistically, right? I believe the average wage, I think in the UK, it's about 20,000 pounds, I believe. Right, in America, it's about $59,000, according to Forbes, but there's a lot of people who earn less than that, right? So the point here is that $120,000 in a year is a really good wage. But Chef P ended up spending this money on what, you might ask? I have no idea. Her excuse was that she had to stay in a hotel for 6 months because she couldn't stay at a home anymore. I think people, like, found out her address or something. Which, to that, I would say, how on earth did it take you 6 months to find a place to rent? It doesn't take that long. And also, what bougie hotel were you staying in for 6 months for it to cost, like, nearly $120,000? And even on top of that, she was requesting money from Dave's Gourmet in advance, early, because she couldn't afford certain things, and she was trying to say this was to do with marketing. But she would make claims like, as part of her marketing, she's gonna host, like, a big birthday party, and she needs, like, a really expensive outfit and accessories and whatnot, and that's gonna be the marketing for the pink sauce. It's a load of shit, right? In my opinion. She just wanted some expensive items, and she thought that'd be the way to do it, and she just wasted all her money. She wasn't financially sensible in the single slightest. She then makes a GoFundMe and starts accusing Dave's Gourmet of not paying her, basically saying that she has a kid that she needs to look after and whatnot, and she can't because Dave's Gourmet aren't paying her. Wasn't true. And now I believe at this point they've parted ways, and Chef P is going back to doing her normal thing, which I guess was sending out unsafe products So it's good to have you back, Chef P. But don't you worry, this version of Chef P is very different, okay? She's not just going to release the same product and hope that it sells, she's actually came up with a very revolutionary idea. Making it a different colour.
Alright, y'all, so when I first started pouring, I was like, oh my gosh, this is like so dark. But it tastes good, but I didn't really like how it looked.
Yeah, I've got to be honest, that looks horrible. I mean, to me, the pink sauce itself never really looked that appealing. I did want to try it, you know, just out of curiosity to see actually what it generally tasted like. But even then, the pink sauce looked a lot better than that. But don't you worry, this isn't the final product. It's not going to be this colour, apparently, to Chef P. It's going to be a much nicer colour, which we'll see in a second. But you kind of have to take that with a pinch of salt, because she did release pink sauce that turned out to be orange.
Now, once I started pouring the one that had the lighter color, and oh my gosh, I was like, oh, this is it, right? But at the time, I was formulating a sauce, so I was like, you know, what's range of variation? Or what if somebody wants their sauce darker, but then the other person wants it lighter?
Okay, right, she's waffling. Basically, she has created a different colour sauce. The lilac sauce, I imagine it's called, according to the bottle. I mean, I can imagine her kitchen, she just has like every colour under the fucking sun of different sauces, you know, they all taste the same, she just put different food colour in it or something. I mean, with the pink sauce, everyone just said it tastes like ranch, but it was a different colour. That might not be the case with the blue sauce. It might be wonderful. Of course, I haven't tried it, so I'm not sure. And to be honest, after the previous accusations, I'm not sure if I'd want to, especially if it's Chef P who's actually shipping it out. But my question at this point is, what does Chef P think is gonna happen here? Because I don't mean to be the bearer of bad news, and at the end of the day, this is just an opinion, but I can't imagine any of these sauces that Chef P releases being that successful at this point. Like I mentioned before, Chef P's reputation is in the bin at this point. No one wants to trust anything she really does at this point, never mind releases that you have to actually consume. And I believe this was the first video she showed the sauce, and it currently has 1,552 likes on TikTok, which I mean, on TikTok, really isn't that much. So it does seem like there really isn't any interest, and in fact, I would have never even known about this if it wasn't for an August the Duck video. I wouldn't even knew that was a thing. A big reason why the pink sauce went so viral in the first place is because people hadn't seen something like this before, like a very vibrant colour sauce. They wanted to know what it tastes like. It was just all like curiosity, it seemed. It was the unknown that people were actually tuning in for, right? To see what it actually tastes like, do people like it and whatnot. But people have now seen how this story unfolds, right? It's not exactly a positive story to say the least. It has a very, very sad ending. So because of that, I just can't see this doing that well at this point. The curiosity's gone. We kind of know how this ends, and at the end of the day, it's just another sauce. Just so happens to be a different colour.
That's when I thought about it. Oh my gosh. I used the same freaking ingredient to make it lighter versus darker. So why don't we alter something and give people the option to be able to alter them too?
Alright, okay, so she's gonna give people the option to change the shade of the sauce. I have no idea how she thinks that this is gonna be possible, right? Because when she just released one shade of sauce before, it came out as every different colour other than the one it was supposed to be. So I don't know if I'm just speaking for myself here, but I would have absolutely no faith in ordering a certain shade of sauce from Chef P and it actually arriving that shade. I can already see the videos now. Someone's ordered a lilac sauce, it came green, or maybe it's like blue up on the way so you don't really find out the colour. It could be any of the above. But one thing I would be very surprised at is if it does come the actual shade that you ordered. That would be a very shocking twist in the story.
I really think that I don't consume my products, but I really, really do.
Yeah, I mean, you do consume a lot of it, but it's become very clear now that a lot of it just miss your mouth somehow. Like, what is the thing with food TikTokers where they have to be, like, really messy when they eat? I've seen loads of people do this. Eating on video is already a bit of, like, a weird thing for me. It's not really something I would particularly like watching. I know a lot of people do. But even then, like, most people who eat on TikTok or YouTube or whatever, they never eat like normal people. They have to, like, fucking stuff their face in it and get, like, sauce everywhere and whatnot. Like, what is the appeal? I mean, clearly I know nothing, right? Because it worked the first time round. But, yeah, I don't get it.
Yes, this idea is supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
Is it, though? Is it? That's not really the word that I would use. Granted, I would probably never use that word to describe anything, but it's definitely not the word I would use for this. But it seems like this is going to be Chef P's new business venture, and I mean, you never know. Maybe there is a world where the sauce does really well and she becomes a fucking billionaire off it and everyone loves it. Maybe that is a possibility. It's just hard to see that happen because, like I said, we've seen how this story unfolds. We've seen what happened previously, and it's not exactly going to fill people's hopes up to try and order the second one. I'm sure she'll make some sales, but I feel like there'll be a lot less than the first time round. And like I mentioned, the TikTok hasn't really got that many views. It hasn't got that much engagement, so it doesn't seem like it's off to the best start. She did also release a different video kind of teasing the release of this, and I've got to say it was a very strange option of marketing.
This year I ain't playing, I'm on a mission. I don't see no competition. Waited my turn and I play my position. Sat in the room, I ain't talk, I just listen. I ain't have no motion, them bitches went follow me. Now I got these hoes trying to squalor me. Condo in Cali, a long way from the hood, but I can't.
Yep, so I'm guessing the answer to this question on screen, you still making the sauce, is a yeah. Unless you just wanted to post a video with some blue sauce leaking out of her mouth. Now, I did actually do a little bit of browsing to see if anyone else has created blue sauce before, and I found a few. I mean, here's one, for example, by Vossages, I think, yeah. By the way, this isn't sponsored, as you can probably tell by the fact that I can't even pronounce the brand name. But yeah, they literally have something called blue sauce. I haven't tried it. I don't know what it's like, but as we can see here, they put the fucking blue sauce on beans. God, that is horrible. That deserves prison time in itself. So that just caught me off guard. What is it with these like sauce creators who put sauce on the most random shit? I kind of understand this, right? It's something that you'd put sauce on, but sauce on baked beans, which is already in a different sauce, I don't get that. But yeah, it looks like it's already a thing, so it's not that unique. Also, we've seen this happen before with Chef P. We've seen what happens when she releases a product and it doesn't go well, and she can't take accountability for anything like that. We've seen what happened when she tried working with a company, so I can't imagine any other company is going to try and work for her anymore, meaning that she is going to have to be doing it herself, I assume. I just don't see a world where this ends well. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Do you think there's going to be a bit of a redemption arc for Chef P? Or do you think it's going to kind of end very similar to the first one? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. And yeah, if you did enjoy, please do a like down below. Subscribe if you are new, and until the next one, I'll see you guys in a bit. Alright, goodbye.